All right. And it looks like we are starting any second here, and there they go. So it looks like they timed a little bit differently. LK started this timer so that he gained control of Mario around 3.2 seconds in, while ZZZ started this timer on control of Mario. So hopefully that'll get synced up in a moment here. But these two are off, and just like I'm expecting with, as I was talking about consistency with these runners, it's a very consistent strategy right away to grab the 1-1 power-up. So I'm guessing both runners are just going to fire up immediately or as soon as possible. So that's going to be on this first question mark block in 1-2 here, and then they are off to the races. Now, I will be a little surprised if either of them bust up, though. We'll see what happens there. I think the fire is good enough, and then they're going to cruise through the rest of the level here. Which it looks like it. ZZZ with lots of fireworks. What? ZZZ is shooting every enemy in the level, just for a bit of swag. Gets a 7 on the timer. Very nice. LK LK was due for a 6, and so waited for a 5 on the timer because 6 on your timer, on the second digit of your timer, actually gets you 6 fireworks and wastes about 3.5 seconds. So if you ever see a runner slow down weirdly at the end of the level or somewhere in there, they're generally avoiding fireworks. All right, and both players basically pretty close to just being in sync here, coming in at 1-4, and we'll see what kind of timers they get, what kind of Bowsers they get. So generally, you'll see opening shots here from ZZZ. That's just to make it so that you hit Bowser a couple times just as he spawns in. That way, once you actually get up to him, you have only a couple left. And both players with very good Bowser fights. LK actually gets through 1-4 just a little bit faster. He had 261 on his timer, while ZZZ had 260. So that closes the gap from the 7 that ZZZ got on 1-2 just a little bit. And in 2-1, we start to really... Oh, wow, ZZZ takes the first hit. Oh, that was really rough. What happened there? And then also that little bit of weirdness on the strategy kind of threw off your expected result on the timer, and he ended up with a 3 on the timer, so a few fireworks as well. So that's going to set ZZZ back just a tiny bit, but we'll see what happens as soon as possible here. No power-ups in 2-2, though, so he's going to have to get through the whole level small, while LK has the luxury of being able to shoot things with fire. You know, though, a lot of the time, a lot of runners, even with firepower, will opt to duck swim through the level instead anyway, because they consider it to be easier to get through the level small without fire. Which, of course, duck swimming is when you initiate your swimming while ducking, which makes your hitbox smaller, but it also makes it so that you can't throw fireballs while you're in that state. And Nicole is here. Hello.
Hello, sorry guys. I was my bad. I thought this race was tomorrow, so I planned my date and tomorrow I'm gonna have the commentary. Instead it was today. So I apologize for that.
Our race is tomorrow.
Our race is tomorrow, but I thought it was only
All right, so ZZZ off that one hit, he gets through 2-2 with no problems here, and looks like he's gonna mushroom back up in 2-3. Wow! Those Cheeps tried to send him into the pit. As he jumped, or as he ran down to try to jump over the pit, he bopped not 1 but 2 Cheeps that tried to bounce him right back down. But he made it.
Sorry, I wasn't watching. To set up a couple of things here.
That's alright.
So, from what I can see, ZZZ, I mean, they're pretty close. ZZZ now is tied with power-ups, so it's just probably 5-6 seconds behind, so...
Yeah, they were very close. ZZZ took 1 hit in 2-1. Other than that, they've been going back and forth on little things here. But wow, very good Bowser kill from ZZZ also. So he had to collect the power up in that level, but then really cruise through the rest of it. And we're on to World 3.
Yeah, World 3 is kind of a breeze, but nevertheless there are still a couple of traps, starting from the end of 3-1, which the staircase can be tricky sometimes. I see many ways from different runners to do this. It's still a pretty tricky jump that can sometimes get you. LK did it no problem, ZZ the same. And from now on it's a pretty... From now on 3-2 and 3-3 are pretty easy, nothing to say. 3-4 will become a little bit tough with models and stuff.
3-2 just has a few like what's the word? Like tricky jumps to it where, as we're about to see on ZZZ's side, there's these Goomba right here. There's these 3 Goombas that you have to jump after, and it's really easy to over jump into the pit or under jump onto the Goomba, which bounces you into the pit. And the level has a couple of those.
Yeah, exactly. Also, ZZ didn't go for the goofy strat.
Yeah.
That has to take credit for naming that after him. So basically, if you manipulate a little bit the enemy spawning at the end, you get less Goombas at the bottom of the staircase, so the last jump is a little bit easier. But it's just, I mean, a quality of life technique. No, nothing. It's not fast, it's not slower. It's just a way to make your level easier.
Yeah, exactly. And then both players through 3-3, no problem.
And now 3-4, let's see, LK decided to play safe the first Podoboo. So I guess he will play safe all the other ones as well.
Yeah, this first Podoboo you can jump over every time if you jump on just the right pixel. However, if it, yeah, the Podoboo can decide to go high enough to make it a pixel perfect jump, so
yes,
it's a lot safer to just slow down a tiny bit.
Yeah, you have to jump at the very last pixel to make that. And also I see that both ZZZ and LK got pretty high Podoboos. Apparently, none of the runners really felt comfortable doing duck jumps, so they just slow down, which is pretty fair. Duck jumping is sometimes can be tricky. It's really easy to lose momentum and just fall straight into the pit if you time wrongly. So
yeah, especially the first of the Podoboos that is lined up with one of Bowser's shots. Also, it can be really tricky to duck jump through there.
Yes, I got that. Probably LKZZ got the worst pattern where there's the high Podoboo, the maximum height Podoboo, and the fire tongue that's shot exactly in the middle. And that one you have to stop. It's too risky to just try to go for it full speed. It's very hard. Just stop.
And into 4-2 we go. LK representing bottom route. I love it. And ZZZ. Double bottom route.
Yeah. They went to the hardest version of the bottom, which is the one I do. Which is, I mean, you don't spawn any of the piranha plants, you just try to kill them in sequence. And that is pretty tough, I can tell you, because this is what I usually do. And sometimes, I mean, it's very easy to just time slightly off the second shot, so that you don't kill the second piranha plant, it stays in your way. And at the point you have to be very quickly to react to that and just stop before. And sometimes that's very hard. So props to both of them. We're going to the hardest version of the bottom route.
Now, are we going to see bonks? Do you think for the intro to 4-4?
There are some Japanese players that do it. No, LK does the standard strat with no bonk. Let's see ZZZ. Oh, ZZZ opts for the standard.
Yeah.
No ball jump for both of them. This is the first of the maze levels. You have to take at every branching path, there's only one path that is correct and leads you to Bowser. But of course this is not a threat because most players know really well the path. Of course, I think. Yeah,
the only tricky thing about it is the fact that the intended path is kind of slow, the way that you have to turn around and go to the bottom. Yes, exactly. And you can clip through the wall, but it's not exactly a safe strat just because it's pretty inconsistent.
Yeah, it's consistent, and I mean, in a race setting, the time you save is not definitely worth it. And also, in order to save time, you also have to kill Bowser pretty quickly, otherwise it's just not worth it.
Yep.
I mean, it's a don't risk anything. I mean, if you don't die if you miss it, but you're for sure gonna lose time. So usually, in general, you don't see it in races. Even though I remember Supersonic doing it in the previous tournament once, a couple of times, and also getting it, so which is pretty insane.
All right, LK does not get the shot, nor does ZZZ. I want to say ZZZ took that intro a little bit more aggressively than LK did, which is good because he's a tiny bit behind. The only, really, both runners have had no errors since World 2, and so ZZZ just took the power down once, and that's it. That's all that's happened so far. So he is only that much behind.
Now there's the RNG Fiesta 5-3. This bullet bill sometimes can be incredibly tricky and trolly, I would say. Let's see if okay. Oh wow.
Both.
I got scared by LK because he decided to take down the Goomba by shooting and not by stomping it. And sometimes when you do that, the platform is not gonna be there, so you die.
Yeah, he must have bopped the Koopa on the way up, right? Which is
I
pretty
don't know exactly. He probably bopped the Koopa. Yeah, the Koopa sbagliato. He bonked the Koopa sbagliato. That's why he made it. Jesus Christ. That was scary. Definitely scary.
Looks like ZZZ stopped to hit the power-up block to get good bars. Really, that's just a way to waste a couple Mario seconds, because then that lines your bars up to be more favorable.
Yeah. And also nice Podobo handling for both players. ZZZ had a pretty scary Bowser pattern because Bowser jumped forward and reacted just in time not to crash into him, so very good job. But this is still anybody's race. Entering World 6, they're pretty close, so let's see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, they're crazy close. They're in 6-1 with power-ups, which is great since the 5-4 castle is so tough to get through without getting hit.
Yeah. I would say there are like 5 or 6 seconds, not much more. So yeah, it's incredibly close. Entering 6-2, one of the funnest levels to do as Big Fire Mario, because all these jumps are very, very satisfying to do. They're not even too much. Oh no, ZZZ missed the second one. That's not a great spot to do the power up, because now he cannot cruise as quickly as LK unless he decides to go for pipe jumps, but I don't think it's the case. So ZZZ is gonna lose quite a bit of time here.
Yeah, 6-2 is one of the most favorable levels to have firepower in due to all the piranha plants.
Yeah, one of the worst too, in which you could lose it. Ooh, barely avoided the 6 on the timer there. Nice done. So ZZZ, I think he's still into this race, but the lack of Fire Flower. I don't know if when he's gonna take back the Fire Flower. Probably here in 6-3 or 6-4. I think one of the two. Let's see. No.
Yeah, I think I would expect 6-4. This power up here is just so precarious.
Yes. Also because you can combine the power up pick with the Royal Strats to align the fireballs. So the fireballs. So it's pretty convenient taking 6-4.
So LK, beautiful duck jump under the Podoboo there.
Yeah, the duck jump is scary sometimes.
He's gonna get good bars. Yes.
It's super scary. I'm interested to see what ZZZ will do here instead.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's gonna be.
He did not jump enough to avoid the Podoboo. This is bad, and this might cost him the race, because now ZZZ. Oh yes, Bad Fireballs is gonna spend a lot of time here in the castle compared to LK, and he will enter 7-1 without Fire Flower, and you can only take one at the very end of 7-1, and there are 2 layers of Hammer Brothers to face.
Yeah, so, you can stop and clip through the power-up block in the beginning if you really want fire, but I think it's a little bit too slow.
Yeah, that's super slow. And also very risky, because if you miss it, you're gonna lose a lot of time. So at that point, it's just more convenient to just go straight, hoping for good Hammer Brothers here.
That was the first pair.
The second one is the hardest one. Oh, that was bad. There's nothing you could have done.
Yeah, a little bit of rough RNG as far as their positioning goes.
There's nothing you could have done there.
And he's not going to waste any time going for Bullet Bill glitch. He's just going to take his big and he's going to go.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, if ZZZ decides to play as with no Fire Mario at all, the only point he will lose time will be in 7-4.
Yep.
Because he cannot kill Bowser. But apart from that, the run for ZZ will just be harder. Not slower. So this is still an open race. And LK is destroying 7-2. Nice. Very nice pipe exit there. Pretty perfect. Wow! You see that? That dodge? I think it was because he had actually Dax win.
Yes.
Otherwise he could have never done that. I'm pretty sure about that. Ooh,
yeah, ZZZ was... Oh! So he lost his duck swim somewhere, and then that actually slowed him down right there, because he wasn't able to make it under that cheap.
That cheap was
then,
just
yeah,
bad.
The worst cheap. The only thing that makes the reef worse is that cheap behind it.
Yeah, you could take it down with the Fire Flower, but if you don't have it, you either are stopped or just take the hit. And at this point, it's better taking the hit. I mean, entering in next 3 levels, having big fire, big Mario or small Mario doesn't make any difference. So
yeah, 8-1 will be, as long as you're going safe, consistent race strats. 8-1 will be a little bit slower without firepower.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, I was talking about the difference between being small and having just the mash. At that point, it's pretty much the same.
Yep.
So, LK navigating the second maze of the game, 7-4, approaching Bowser. That was actually a good kill.
Yeah.
Actually,
nice opening shots, very few leg frames. That was good.
Yeah, a 343, clean 343, and up into the last one, and that potable.
Wow, ZZZ, yeah, takes another hit.
And ZZZ it's not really having good RNG overall. I mean, I don't remember I remember he got pretty bad wings, starting from where he actually took the hit in 6-2, and from there it was the run.
Now, it's worth noting that World 8 is the world with the longest levels and no checkpoints also. Yeah. So at this point, ZZZ isn't so far behind. Really, if LK makes a mistake, if LK jumps into a pit or anything like that, it can turn the race right back around.
Yeah, definitely. That's for sure. But this is still an open race. LK is in probably the hardest level of the entire run 8-2. There are a couple of very tricky jumps. The first one is done, but the worst is yet to come. Because there's a large gap jump approaching very soon, and then all the Koopa Troopa mess, the bullet bills.
Yes, this part on LK right here is pretty notoriously the actual hardest part of the game.
Yeah. And I noticed that all the Japanese players love to just duck at the second step of the staircase and wait.
Yeah, it takes just a second, but it is very consistent.
Yeah, I think that, however, there's a pattern that punishes you if you do that, because when the Koopa jumps really high, it lands there. So, but if the LK did the BBBB strat, he knew that the Koopa would have done that, so it was 100% safe. I don't know if he did it, but if he did, he was sure about the Koopa's behavior, and another hit for ZZZ.
Oh yeah, a weird bump on that Koopa. So yeah, ZZZ has had a lot of trouble recollecting fire here.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't hurt him in 8-3 here, because now a lot of the reason that you would want to collect power-ups is just because 8-3 is such a tricky level.
Yeah.
When you're small.
Yeah, it's basically a sequence of multiple coin tosses. The first one was good. He decided to go for the mushroom. This is a nice wall jump from LK, by the way. This is actually a pretty understandable choice. ZZ at this point is banking on the fact that LK had actual death, or is still behind. That's the only thing, probably only going for that at this point. Unfortunately for ZZZ, LK is almost done with the round. With insane time of the Sayos. This is the last room now. Nice high.
Challenges the Potaboo very high, jumping right through the hammers. Excellent. Wow. So it's worth noting also that LK started his timer on start. So he gained control of Mario around 3.2 seconds. So this was actually a 1921.
Wow, very nice time.
Yeah, absolutely excellent time. ZZZ nails the wall jump here, running through with Big Mario here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of wall jumps in this tournament. A lot of runners actually nailing no problem. Well, that's pretty cool. Pipe entrance perfect. Now only Bowser remains to the disease.
Very good water room. I gotta take notes on that water room with Big Mario.
I need to do
gets
that
through
as well,
with that.
because I'm really bad at that water section.
20:07 for ZZZ. Very good race time for ZZZ. He had a lot of hiccups, a lot of power downs, and that kind of thing, but never died and did a really great job just constantly keeping his cool enough to keep a good pace, recollecting power-ups, knowing where all of them were. Very, very good race from ZZZ. LK, though, with the 1921 is just... That's a tournament-winning level of consistency that LK has shown so far. Being last race, he got a 1934 on. So yeah, just absolutely amazing. Or 1931, actually, sorry.
Yeah, and LK actually, also GTA's got I think the same time yesterday. And fun fact, LK GTA's, I think they are gonna face each other the next round.
Yep.
I don't have the bracket right now open.
You are correct.
I think they are actually facing each other.
Yep, LK is going to move on to face GT Ace in the next round. GT Ace, who finished his last 2 runs with a 1932 and a 1925. So that's going to be an insane race. ZZZ moves down to the bonus bracket, and he will be facing the winner of Jeremy MKW and KT the Creeper.
That's actually a pretty interesting one. I mean, yeah.
Jeremy,
I think is a pretty good runner, and also KT is improving a lot. So, gonna be a good race regardless of the opponent we're gonna have. I think we should switch the winner. Let me just have the console to mark the winner. I don't think we will have. No. I made it LK forfeit.
That is just fine. So yeah, those should be really good races that we have coming up, and then also as far as things that are scheduled right now, we do have more stuff right along the way. So later today at 1, we have Mars versus Dodge Master Dooley, and then at 7, we have a double race. We have JT Knott and Supersonic at the same time as Flex versus 50% Gaming. Sorry, Flex Retro. I'm on first name basis with him.
Very nice, very nice. They're gonna be both in very interesting races. I'm actually curious to see Sonic against JT Knott, especially because JT Knott got a pretty insane time first race. So I'm actually curious to see how Supersonic will handle such a tough opponent like JT. So I'm really curious to see that.
Yeah, for sure. And then tomorrow, at 3 Eastern, you can enjoy me versus Nicole here. We're facing off.
Yeah, it's the challenge between the commentators. Since I think we did the last 3 commentators together. So you got pretty used to hear us in the commentary seat, and you will see us at the racer seat, and hopefully it will be a great race.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. All right, so lots more Mario coming up, and as the tournament moves on, these races keep getting closer and closer. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we hope to see you for the next races.
All right, bye guys.